Good day everyone, we are from Team Fasha, consists of two persons, which is first, me, Shahirah Shahirah binti Anuar, and my partner is Farah Nabiela binti Mahmud. Today, we will be presenting about our assignment 2.
This is the code that we have write using IntelliJ. So there is 6 files that we create for this assignment. So the first class is worker class. Worker class is a super class. Then we have monthly workers, hourly workers, and also commission worker class. They are all subclasses to worker class. Next, we have worker GUI class. In this class, we have create GUI for this project. We have implemented JFrame, JTextField, JLabel, and also JButton to create the GUI. So this is the code that we have write. And the last is we have LPP class. In this class is contain main method to run the program. So that's all. Now I will show you how I run this program. First, we need to open app class, then run the program. So it will display worker salary calculator. First, input pay code 1, number of workers 2, hours work 0, weekly sale also 0. Then click calculate salary and it will display the total is 4,000 ringgit. Then pay code 2, number of workers 2, hours work 50 hours, weekly sale 0, click calculate salary and the total is 3,300 ringgit. Next is pay code 3, this is for commission worker. So number of workers I only put 1, hours work 0, weekly sale I put 10,000 and click calculate salary. The total is 1,050 ringgit. Next, I will input -1, then click calculate salary and it will display error invalid pay code because the valid pay code is 1, 2 and 3 only. So to end this program, just click close.
So this is the output that we get from the code. For pay code 1, the number of workers is 2 and the total salary is 4,000. Then for pay code 2, the number of workers is 2 and hours work is 50 hours. So the total salary is 3,300 ringgit. So for pay code 3, number of workers is 1 and the weekly sale is 10,000. So the total salary is 1,050 ringgit. And last, for pay code -1, it will display error invalid pay code because the valid code is for 1 to 3 only.
For the object-oriented program, of course, we're using 3 of its features, which is abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. For the abstraction, we're applying it in the worker class. The worker class is declared using the abstract keyword, indicating that it cannot be instantiated directly and needs to be subclass. The class has a protected instance variable, numWorker, which represents the number of workers. The protected access modifier allows the variable to be accessed by some class but not by classes outside the inheritance hierarchy. The class has a constructor that takes an in parameter number workers and assign it to the number workers instance variable. The constructor does not have any additional logic or functionality. The class has an abstract method calculate salary. Abstract method do not have an implementation in the abstract class and must be overridden by any concrete subclass that extend worker. The calculate salary method returns a double value, but the specific topic for calculating the salary is not defined in the worker class. Next, encapsulation. In the code for monthly worker, the line private static final double monthly salary equals to 2000 declares a private static and final variable named monthly salary with a value of 2000. The private access modifier specifies that variable can only be accessed with the same class. Other classes cannot directly access or modify this variable. In this case, the monthly salary variable is only accessible within the monthly worker. The static modifier, on the other hand, indicates that the variable belongs to the class itself rather than an instance of the class. This means that there is only one instance of the monthly salary variable shared among all instances of the monthly worker class. It can be accessed using the class name monthlyworker.monthlysalary or within the class itself without the need for an object instance. Next, the final modifier signifies that variable value cannot be changed once it is assigned. It makes the variable constant, meaning that its value remains constant throughout the execution of the program. In this case, monthly salary is assigned the value 2000 and cannot be modified later. Double, as we all know, is a type of declaration specifying that monthly salary is a variable of type double, which can hold decimal value. Lastly, equal 2000 is equal 2000. This assignment operator initializes monthly salary with the value 2000. This is the fixed monthly salary amount for the monthly worker class. To summarize, the line private static final double monthly salary equal 2000 declares a private constant variable monthly salary within the monthly worker class. It holds the fixed monthly salary amount for all instances object of the monthly worker class, and its value cannot be changed after initialization. The same explanation also applies for the code of commission rate and hourly rate. Other than that, it can also be seen in the object of JLabel for total labor and tag text field that is used for pay code field, workers field, hours worker field, and weekly sales field. Let's take a look one by one. The first one is private JText field pay code field. This variable is of type text field and is declared as private, meaning it is accessible only within the same class. It is likely used to represent a text field component. No, it's not likely, it is used to represent a text field component in the graphical user interface queue, where the user can input a pay code. The same use also applies for the workers field, hours worker field, and weekly sales fields. Next, public JLabel total label. This variable of type label and is declared as public, meaning it can be accessed from other classes. It likely represents a label in the queue where the total salary. Again, it is not likely, it is represent as a label in the queue where the total salary or some other value will be displayed. All of these variables are likely part of queue implementation. All of these variables are part of queue implementation where the user can input data related to workers such as pay code, number of workers, hours worked, and weekly sale, and the calculated result or other information will be displayed in the total label. That's all for encapsulation. Now let's move on to the next feature, inheritance. For the inherited, worker class is the superclass, and it was used by subclasses, namely hour worker, commission workers, and money worker by using extended keywords. This means all of these subclasses inherit all the fields and methods defined in the worker class, including the workers field and the abstract calculate salary method. Last but not least, polymorphism. For polymorphism, we're using it for calculate salary method in both superclass and subclass. The calculate salary method is an abstract method declared in the worker class. It has no implementation in the worker class itself. Instead, it serves as a placeholder for subclasses to provide their own implementation. Being an abstract method means that any class inheriting from the worker class must override this method and provide its own implementation. The purpose of this method is to calculate and retain the salary of worker, but the specific calculation logic is left for the subclasses to define. In summary, the calculate salary method we can say is a declaration without an implementation in the worker class, indicating that subclasses must override it and provide their own salary calculation logic. So now let's take a look at one of the subclasses that are using this method. As you can see here in the hourly worker class, there is a calculate salary method, but different from superclass, where the calculate salary method in the hourly worker class overrides the abstract method inherited from the worker class. It calculates the salary for hourly workers based on the number of workers, a base commission amount, a commission rate, and the weekly sales amount. The method retains the total calculated salary as a double value, and this explanation also applies for the other two subclasses. That's all for the object-oriented program that is used for this project.